All right, Pisces or Pisces cross watcher, let's go ahead and do this message for you guys. One, bear with me. It's extremely hot. The sun is beaming in this window right now, which I'm not complaining. That's one of the things I love about this room is it's really bright and I get to see all the birds. You can hear the birds right here. And I actually love recording in this room, but it does get toasty in here. And also TMI, but I am a little crampy right now, so I also have a heating pad on, and that's making me hot, so just like, you know, it's one of those days, but we're going to keep trucking along, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Sorry to be fidgeting so much. I've actually sat here and tried to write your message a few times. First attempt. Second attempt. Don't worry, we're going to use this paper as well. Third attempt. Fourth. The fourth is the one I'm sticking with. And here we go. So for whoever this is for, it's not going to be for all Pisces or cross-watch or reverse it if you need to. But this is what I'm getting. My hair is also sticking to my lip gloss. It's just a day. It's one of them days. But we're going to keep going because, well, we have no choice. We have to. We have to. So some of you may be taking a step back from someone right now. That's what I'm getting the strongest. Now, you could be taking a step back from something, but it feels like someone. Unless, of course, this is all reversed and this is someone who's doing this with you. Why I think this is happening is because somebody's... Well, we'll get into it. So the way this whole message came to me initially was I was thinking about the other day, I was organizing the shelves for my mom. Like, she's got these shelves that go up for days. They just go up. And she's got like books on them and my grandparents' old Bible. Like, it's so old and it looks amazing. It's a thick Bible. And there's all these like just trinkets and books, and so there's a way to organize them and make them look kind of aesthetically pleasing to the eye. So you have to get up on a ladder, organize the shelf, kind of decide where you want to put things, and get back down off the ladder, step back from it to get a good view. And that's exactly what we did. And then as I went up there, we pulled some things down, dusted them off, you know, we put them back, and then just decided the way that things looked the best, what was more pleasing to the eye, more appealing on each shelf. And at the end of the day, we put it all together to see if it all kind of was conducive and worked, if it worked. That's what I'm seeing, and it's coming to my mind here, but it's more so with you doing this with, maybe in several avenues of your life, but especially with a particular individual. You have to take a step back from them, even if you've had to force yourself to do it. Make some adjustments to be able to do it, or to know that you just have to do it. And I think, you know, it goes right along the lines of you taking something into consideration when it comes to a person. That's what you're doing. You're taking something into consideration. You're maybe taking several somethings into consideration. In doing this examining, you may begin to realize, or already have realized at the point that you're watching this video, vice versa, that if any change is going to actually happen, it's going to have to be you doing it. It's not like that's any big, whoa, surprise. I mean, how many times have you done it before? So it's just the same type thing again. I think you're realizing when it comes to a specific individual, if any change is going to occur with them, or in whatever way, you're going to have to be the one doing it. It's kind of like the saying, if you want something done, period, or you want something done right, either way, you want something done at all, or you want something done right, you kind of have to do it yourself. You familiar with that saying? Have you ever used that or heard anyone say that before? That's what I'm getting here. You're like, I'm going to have to do it. Or you've already taken these steps and you've already decided and put into action, this is just something I'm going to have to do. I'm just going to have to do it. Maybe several somethings. If you want specific change, you're going to have to be the one. It starts with you. Really, this whole message is about Pisces, female or male, cross-watcher or not. It starts with you. And I don't think that's any surprise here. I feel like it's not that big of a deal. Of course, you're fine with it. It's just almost a little, I don't know, there's something about it that's a little irritating. Maybe it's that you may find it being you may find, I think the heat's getting in my brain cells now. It's like so freaking hot in here, I can't breathe. You may find that it's a little frustrating or irritating that maybe you're the one having to make more sacrifices. Even if other people are having to make sacrifices as well, you might be the one making most of the sacrifices when it comes to situations. And you know what, that just may be how it has to be for a little bit until something changes. But something's going to have to change, because you can't keep putting yourself in these situations. Like, or you can't keep letting yourself be drawn in and dragged into these situations. Like, something's going to have to give. And it's going to be something big. I mean, several somethings big. It's not anything small. Something will have to change inevitably. Like, it's going to have to change. Because, yes, you have a big heart. Yes, you can sacrifice all day, but this is too much. It's too much. And, I mean, are we Superman? Are we Superwoman? I mean, you know, there's only so much one person can do. I just feel like whoever's going to resonate with this message, a lot has fallen on you. I feel that even if other people don't see it that way, even if other people are making sacrifices as well, I don't think they're taking into consideration everything you're having to do, everything you are not even having to do, you're just doing it out of the kindness of your heart. But no more, okay? Something's going to have to give. So if you want something done at all, or you want something done right, you're going to have to do it yourself. This can be in several ways, but anyway, I feel like that saying is fitting here for this message. There is something you know that needs to happen, and you're making sure that it does. You're tired of it. You're not going back to this anymore, where you're being put in these situations or having to deal with it. You're not doing it. And you know what? One foot in front of the other. One step at a time. And if this isn't you at all, you're not resonating with this, somebody around you that you are connected to somehow is experiencing this, or needing to, almost like putting our foot down, really. And it could even be with our own selves, saying, I've had enough, you know? Or maybe you're going to give advice to someone like that. Maybe it's a friend of yours, a child of yours, a grandchild of yours, and you're like, listen, you have to be the change. It's just going to have to be that way. So this could also be vice versa, but yeah. In any way that this resonates, you, another cross watcher, or somebody connected to y'all, and it's somebody making a change in their own life, even if, because here's the thing, I feel like someone here has been almost like selling themselves short, really getting the short end of the stick, meanwhile making sure everything else is okay for other people, like sparing people's feelings, you know, making it more comfortable for everyone else. But it's like, what about my future? Or what about my life? What about me? And the second this person takes their power back, you or whoever, the second this person you know, there's a word I'm looking for. The second this individual gets very, maybe even more structured about something, I don't know, changes some things, they're going to start seeing other people's colors. And then they'll be like, well, but, you know, look at what I'm having to do. And then I'm going to have to do this. And it's like, well, I'm sorry, I'm not available. Or I'm sorry, I can't do this. Or I'm sorry, this and that. And it's like, meanwhile, y'all have all been able to do this, but I'm sacrificing in this area because I'm always having to do this, you know. And maybe everyone's making sacrifices here, but I'm telling you, it's the one that people are overlooking. They don't realize this person, the sacrifice the person's making. The person's taking a lot of losses for the betterment of being there for other people. I feel like it could even be a two-way street here. It could be two people who are doing the same thing, you know, and it's just going to have to stop. Like, something's going to have to stop here for whoever this message is for. And so someone here is taking the initiative and doing it, making sure it happens. Sick of it. Sick and tired of it. And sometimes you get sick and tired of being sick and tired. I don't remember where I first heard that, but I said, boy, if there's ever a true statement, it's that. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. So I'm not going to be sick and tired anymore. Yeah. Like, there's somebody here who's always, I can't get over it, someone who's always having to make the sacrifices. And it reminds me of something that just happened recently. Like, let's say there's some sort of event that happens and people are like having to take off work, and people are having to travel from out of town, and they're like a little bit complaining because, you know, the time frame doesn't work with their schedule. And it's like, well, I'm sorry, but do you know how long the time frame hasn't been working with my schedule? You know how long I've actually had to be, I've sacrificed every day actually. So you can sacrifice a couple of days or a few hours, or you can just tell them, you know, and it's like, well, I need a little bit of time to be able to tell, you know, work if I can call off or whatever. And it's like, well, I don't get to work at all. So, but it's like, so, you know, whoever this is, a lot of you, it's you. You've been dealing with somebody who only sees what they're having to sacrifice, or they only see what they're, you know, what they're having to do, and this and that. And they don't want to lose their good paying job, or they don't want to lose their benefits, or this and that. And they don't want to. But imagine all the time you're having to be around and be available for. You know, you just have to up drop things, and just, you know, you have to up and drop things, you know, for this and that. And it's like, you know, listen, I'm not going to be the only one. No. Nobody's made me do it. Nobody's twisted my arm. I have done this on my own, and I'm well aware. But you're not blaming anyone for the situation you're in. You're blaming your fucking self, and that takes a lot of growth. So, oh my god, that's about. Oh my god, was that a hummingbird? I'm gonna shit myself. That's my grandfather. He always comes through as a hummingbird, and I know that he took my grandmother home. I know he did. I know. Here we go. Sorry, I'm getting emotional out of nowhere. But you know, I share a wall with her. I did. This wall right here behind me, that goes to her room. And it's still made up for her. It still looks just like it did when she was in it. And she's been gone now, like, what? A week and a few days or something like that. You know, something that was really beautiful, just to go here and vent here for a little bit, because why not? Something I thought was really beautiful that I experienced, and I think I'm still integrating all the emotions and feelings from it, because I don't know what I'm doing, like, what the fuck. But, well, one thing is I'm going back to therapy for sure. I definitely need that. But aside from that, you know, the first death I ever experienced was extremely brutal. And that's when I found my uncle dead in his house, and he had been dead for a while. So that was awful and extremely traumatizing. But this was a different type of death, because I was right there by her when she passed. Me and my mom, we were the two beside her, and seeing that, like, her take her last breath, and just seeing her be peaceful and comfortable, and just the whole process really, really makes you realize that our time is running out. And I already knew that anyway. I've known that. I've already had near-death experiences, and one really major one, you know, with my little brush run-in with alcohol, and all of the things and all of the times that I've abused myself and just taken life for fucking granted, really. And I'm tired of that shit. So I think that she can fight for me and fight right alongside me even better. And I feel her right now in this room, especially sending that hummingbird with me, and right there on that tree in front of this window that is burning up and hot. And it's just her way of saying, get up and fight for your fucking self. Me, talking to me, you know. And so I'm going to use her wise advice, and I'm going to tell you that some of you have a very strong grandmother. I'm just going to tell you right now, even if she's on the other side. Some of you, she's not. She's still here, and some of you, she's on the other side, and she's still a spitfire as if she's ever been, honey. It ain't going nowhere, and she's right alongside you. It don't matter if you just lost her, or you lost her a long time ago, or you haven't lost her yet. She's going to protect you just as much in this life, in the afterlife, as she did in this one. And what they're saying is, whether it's a grandmother or not, feel strong, feminine. It's like, you've been sacrificing enough. Your life is not over. It ain't over till it's over. You may be older now, but you're not happy. You haven't been happy in a while. You don't have to do that job you're doing. You don't have to do whatever you're doing. And you could very well love the job you're doing, but you're also making a lot more sacrifices than the people around you. So either you need to cut them out. Something to do with scissors here. Scissors. Cut them out. And if your scissors are dull, go buy you some new ones. And if you can't use those, go use the garden scissors. You know, whatever you gotta do. Okay? Use a flame and singe that shit. It'll break apart, trust me. Do whatever you've got to do to create a new path for yourself. Because this whole sacrificing all the time, where are you going to get with that? Where are you going to get with that? You're stressing yourself out, and you're doing it, and you know you're doing it, and you put yourself in that situation. It's fine. It's because you have a big heart. But at the end of the day, something's got to change, and the change starts with you, my baby. It starts with you. So here we are. Sunday morning, Sunday night, and Wednesday night. Okay. And the sun is a good reminder to me because let me tell you, she passed on a day that it was literally snowing. And when they came to get her body, when they took her out, the sun shone on her. I kid you not. I was like, there you are. I'm going to tell you. If you resonate with this message, listen, it's time for us to fucking fight for ourselves. Okay? It's time for us to fight for ourselves. Haven't we been already? Haven't we been the whole time? No, we really haven't. No, we haven't. No. We could fight a lot better. And we could fight in a different way than we fought before. This is different. Okay? This is about stepping down off of the ladder, looking at the shelves of our life and realizing what needs to go, what needs to be brought down and dusted, what fits up there, and what, listen. Sometimes we just got to get rid of all of it, take it all down, and just do a little bit at a time. This is a major thing for us. It's not anything little. And I say us as in all of us. It's time that we do some adjusting in our life, and sometimes that's taking the initiative and doing it our fucking selves. Nobody's going to want to clean that shelf off. They're just going to leave the shit up there. But the shelves aren't theirs to clean. It's ours. Even if this is a situation, like, let's say, I'm going to throw a situation out there. Let's say you have a family with somebody and you feel like you're the only one pulling all the weight, at least in some area. Or not even just with the person you have a family with, but you're the one in period, in your friend group that's sacrificing. You're the one with the ex that's sacrificing for the child you'll have, or the children. Or maybe they sacrifice as well in different ways, but you do a lot of it in a lot of ways. You're always the one having to call out of work when they get sick, or there's, anything, going through anything. Having any type of events, you're always the one. And they probably like it that way because they don't want you to get ahead so that you stay stuck. Maybe, maybe not. That's just me speculating. But then, let's say you're sacrificing always for your family too. Either way, it doesn't matter. You're always the one sacrificing. And here's the thing. You might have to be a little selfish for a while. You might have to be a little bit of a bitch. Man or woman. You might. But maybe you don't. Maybe you just, whatever. Maybe you just say, listen. Because this isn't about feelings at this point, okay? We've been worried about feelings. It's not about feelings. At the end of the day, everybody's going to have to pull their fucking panties up and do it on their own, just like we've had to. And so, from the mud, from the dirt, from the quicksand, from the barbed wire, from the briar, from the fucking filth, from fucking hell, right? So, they're going to have to do the same thing. And it doesn't mean we can't be there for each other. It doesn't mean we can't lean on one another. But at the end of the day, this isn't even here. It's not even here. It's not. Something in your life is keeping you stuck. And it's our responsibility to witness it, to realize it, to acknowledge what it is, and to do something about it. And a lot of it is cutting out our own behavior. It's cutting out our own oh, it's fine, it's fine. No, it ain't fine. It's not fine. It's not fine. And we're not happy, let's be honest. We're not happy. We're not as happy as we could be. I want to punch a wall. I do, yeah. I'm fucking happy. What the fuck? I mean, I'm happy with myself. I'm a lot happier with myself than I've ever been before. I'm happier with myself more now than I've been ever in my life. My boobs are sweating. But if we want to be completely real, no. It's just a pivotal point right here in our lives. It's time that we learn the value of the word no. And also, I want my life to be a certain way, and I want more structure and more stability, and so therefore I'm going to have to make less sacrifices in other areas, less sacrificing my own time for shit. And I'm going to have to get down to the grind. I'm going to have to really focus and whatever. We're going to have to make some changes. And it's not going to be received well, probably, but it doesn't matter. You want to keep going in circles? And if this doesn't resonate with you, it's somebody's message. And you're definitely mirroring me. So don't feel like you're less than, or oh my God, if you want to cry, cry. Please do. Please cry. Don't hold it back. I know how y'all are. Getting all strong and stuff, holding it in because you've had to do it. I get that. But we can't become callous. What good is that? You know, I hate being like that. I am a big old teddy bear, and sometimes I'm a cunt. But I'm gonna have to bleep that out because they're gonna demonetize me. Although they got booty shaking shit all over the place. But I say the word one time, and they're like, oh my God, she said the word cunt, and I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up. Anyway, I'm telling you something about her passing because I don't think you guys realize what she meant to me. And that's okay. I don't need you to. I think I'm talking to myself now, but you know, somebody's gonna hear. This was like my hero, okay? And so, I'm talking hero. Like, I do not know how the hell a woman could be so... Do you know how much she fucking sacrificed? Oh my God. I mean, I would fight somebody for her. I would. If she'd let me. She wouldn't, but I would. Because I'm like, man, y'all, you had some selfish fucking family members, Mama. You sure did. And you were willing to be the one that always took the sacrifices and always did it because you had such a pure heart. But where'd that leave you at the end of the day? You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to... I don't know yet. I don't have the answers. I'm figuring it out. All this shit just happened, and I think it's teaching me some lessons here. And I mean, I could lie to you and be like, I have all the answers, darling. Yes, I do. I don't have any. I have fucking none. And I'm just figuring it out with you. And no sooner do I think I figured something out, and there's something else that I'm learning and unlearning. But I think there's a message in that. Certain things we want to sacrifice. Some things we want to because we love. And who else is going to do it, to be honest? So sometimes we have to. We're left no choice. And that pushes us back and puts us behind in other areas. But how do we find the balance is really here. The balance is what's important. I don't know. That's the message, though. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys for being here with me. It was like a therapy session. Thank you. And yeah, hopefully it helped somebody here. It helped me a little bit, even just to kind of vent. So I'm going to go wipe this boob sweat off now. And hopefully I don't get demonetized for saying. Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye.